Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Welcome you all in PIST Virtual Learning System Session 2020. Dear students, this lecture is for grade first year, subject computer science. This is our 42 video lecture and we are on chapter number 7, database fundamentals. Today we are going to start database key, primary key, candidate key, secondary key, and then foreign key. In database, a key is an attribute or set of attribute. In database, a key is an attribute or set of attribute which is used to assign a unique value and which is used to identify the attribute and your table, identify a tuple in a relation, and identifies a row. The key are defined in tables to access or sequence the stored data quickly and smoothly. They are also used to create relationship between different tables. So in database, the database keys are very important to retrieve and to store data in tables. So it is used to retrieve your records. It is used to save your data. We have different kinds of key: primary key, candidate key, composite key, foreign key, secondary key, super key. So all these are the types of database keys which we can use in different situations to retrieve and to save our data in database. Keys are very important part of relational database model. They are used to establish and identify relationships between tables and also to uniquely identify any record or row of data inside a table. A key can be a single attribute or a group of attributes where the combination may act as a key. In real-world application, numbers of tables required for sorting the data is huge, and the different tables are related to each other as well. Also, tables store a lot of data in them. Tables generally extend to thousands of records stored in them, unsorted and unorganized. Now, to fetch any particular record from such data set, you will have to apply some conditions. But what if there is duplicate data present? And every time you try to fetch some data by applying certain condition, you get the wrong data. How many trials before you get the right data? To avoid all this, keys are defined to easily identify any row of data in a table. So key, it is an attribute or field that is used to identify records in a table. The purpose of key is to link data together between tables without repeating all of the data in every table. So the purpose of the key is to identify an attribute or field, and it is used to link data together between tables without repeating all of the data in every table. So keys are very important in the part of a relational database. If you want to retrieve your data and if you want to store your data in tables, so you can use key. Keys are the fastest way which is used to sort your data, and with the help of this, you can sort your data, unorganized data, unsorted and unorganized data in an arranged form and in sorted form, and you can retrieve your data according to your requirement very easily. You can retrieve your required data, and it is used to remove the duplication of data, and it takes less time to fetch some sort of data, and you can work with a database very easily. So to avoid all the problems like unsorted, unorganized, and if you have thousands of records stored in tables, so you can use keys are used to easily identify any row of data in a table and in a database. Primary key. There are different types of keys, and the primary key is the major type of database key. Primary key, a candidate key chosen by the database designer to act as key, is the primary key. An entity type may have more than one candidate keys. In that case, the database designer has to design one of them as a primary key. Primary key. Basically, primary key in each entity in a database must have a unique key field known as a primary key to identify a record. For example, roll number. Roll number of a student can be used as a primary key in student's database since it is a unique key field. So general rules you can follow to define the primary keys are: the primary key uniquely identifies each record in a database table. Primary key must contain unique values. A primary key column cannot contain null value. Null values means that they did not have any values. Each table should have a primary key, and each table can have only one primary key. So point to be remember, primary key cannot be null and it cannot be repeat. Each table should have a primary key, and each table can have only one primary key, not more than one primary key. Working definition: a primary key uniquely defines a relationship within a database. For an attribute to be a good primary key, it must not repeat. Sometimes we try to use a person's name as the primary key. In the classroom, a teacher will call on a student by name, but it may not uniquely define that student. The class could have two Mary Smith, for example. In database, solve this problem by creating unique primary keys such as the student ID of a specific data type for data integrity. There will never be two students with the same ID. So student ID may be a student roll number or a student ID. So if you want to call the two students with the same name, so you can differentiate with the help of student ID. The student ID is used to differentiate, and the student ID is the primary key. So a primary key, an attribute or a set of attributes that uniquely identifies a row or a record in a relation is known as primary key. Some most important points about a primary keys: a relation can have only one primary key. Each value in a primary key attribute must be unique. Primary key cannot contain null value. So there is an example of student table. In student, suppose student is an entity, and in student we have attributes student ID, name, class, section, date of birth, and address. So in student name can be repeated. In one class, we have two same names. So student ID is a primary key which is used to identify a unique row. So you must remember that in a relationship, in a relation and in a table, we must have one primary key. We must have one primary, only one primary key, and each value in a primary key attribute must be unique. It cannot be repeated. It cannot be repeated, and it cannot contain null values. Suppose a relation student contains different attributes. Suppose we have student ID, name, class, section, date of birth, and address. The attribute student ID uniquely identifies each student in the table. It can be used as primary key for this table. The attribute name cannot uniquely identify each row because two students can have same name. It cannot be used as a primary key. So if you want to assign a primary key, you can use the student ID, student roll number, or student registration number as a primary key. It cannot be null, it cannot be unique, it cannot be null, it cannot be repeat. It should be unique number. It should be unique number, and the primary key is used to identify a complete record. It can remove the duplication. and you can access your data, and you can access and retrieve your data quickly with the help of primary key. Primary key is a candidate key that is the most appropriate to become the main key for any table. It is a key that can uniquely identify each record in a table. Primary key for this table, suppose student ID. For the table student, we can make the student ID column as the primary key. The next is foreign key. A key field used in a relationship between table whose value matches a primary key in other table is known as foreign key. Suppose a student database has two tables. Student table that contains students' particulars and another result table that contains their results. Students table is the primary table in which roll number is a primary key. To link the student result, the student table is the primary table in which roll number is primary key. To link the student table and the result table, the field roll number can also be used as a foreign key in the result table. So foreign key means that when primary key used as a reference key in any other table is called a foreign key. Foreign key is an attribute or set of attribute in a relation whose values matches a primary key in another relationship. A foreign key in one table point to a primary key in another table. A foreign key in one table points to a primary key in another table. Means in one table you have a primary key, but when you use this primary key as a reference key to any other table, that is called a foreign key. A foreign key can have a different name than the primary key it comes from. The primary key used by a foreign key is also known as parent key. The table where the primary key is from is known as a parent table. The foreign key can be used to make sure that the row in one table have corresponding row in another table. Foreign key value can be null. Even primary key values can't. Foreign key don't have to be unique. In fact, they often aren't. So here we have one more example. Here we have employee ID, emp ID, name and address. This is employee table. The second table is department table. Here we have department ID, dep ID, department name, D name, and emp ID. So in employee table, emp ID is your primary key 1, 2, and 3. This is a unique key and the unique ID. So 1, 2, and 3. This is primary key. In department table, department ID is primary key of this department table. But here we have one more ID, that is employee ID, emp ID. And here you can see the emp ID in the one table is a primary key, but when we are using in the second table as a reference key, and in this table, this is a foreign key. In this table, this is a foreign key. When we will use the primary key in another table as a reference key to link two tables, so it is called a foreign key. So foreign key can be repeat, it can be null. Okay, so here you can check emp ID 1, 1, and it can be repeated, and number emp ID 2. So this is the relationship between primary key and the foreign key. A foreign key is generally a primary key from one table that appears as a field in another, where the first table has a relationship to the second. In other words, if we had a table A with a primary key X that linked to a table B where X was a field in B, then X would be a foreign key in B. An example might be student table that contains the course ID. The student is attending. Another table list the courses on offer with course ID being the primary key. The second table are linked through course ID, and as such course ID would be a foreign key in the student table. So whenever you have a primary key in one table and you want to use that primary key in another table as a reference key, so that key is called a foreign key. So foreign key is an attribute or set of attribute in a relation whose value match a primary key in another relation. The relation in which foreign key is created is known as dependent table or child table. The relation to which the foreign key refers is known as parent table. The key connects to the another relation when a relationship is established between two relations. A relation may contain many foreign key. A relation may contain many foreign key and it can be repeated. The following diagram on your screen can show the relation. Suppose here we have student ID, that is a primary key in one table, and when we are using that student ID in the next table, this table, the first table is a parent table, the parent table, and the next parent relation, parent table and parent relation use primary key, the roll number and the student ID. You can call it roll number, student ID, registration number. If you are going to use this attribute in child relation, is used as a foreign key. It is used as a foreign key. It refers to the roll number attribute in a parent relation. So this is called a relationship and this is a child table. Here we have in the second table, it is a child table. The first table where we have a primary key is a parent table, and when we are using this primary key in the next and the second table as a reference key, so that table is called the child table. Okay, and you can make that primary key as a foreign key in this table as a reference key. Here on your screen you can view one more example, person ID. In the person table with the primary key person ID, here we have person ID, last name, first name and age. Here the one more table we have order table with primary key, order ID and foreign key is person ID. Here you can view in the second table, the order ID is primary key. In the first table, person ID is a primary key, but in the second table, order ID is a primary key of this table. But in order table, we have one more ID, that is a person ID. And this person ID is a reference key. As a reference key, it came from the table person. In the person table, that is a parent table, and here it is a primary key, but in the order table, that is a child table and linked with the help of this primary key. So when we are using this primary key in this table as a reference key, that is called a foreign key. So here the person ID is a foreign key which can be repeated. So it can be repeated again and again, and it is used as a reference key in this table. Differentiate between primary key and foreign key. Primary key used to uniquely identify a record in the table. Foreign key is a field in the table that is primary key in another table. We can have only one primary key in a table. We can have more than one foreign key in a table. Primary key can't accept null values. Foreign key can accept multiple null values. Primary key will not allow duplicate values. It will allow duplicate value. By default, primary key is clustered index and data in the database table is physically organized in the sequence of clustered index. Foreign key do not automatically create an index clustered or non-clustered. You can manually create an index on foreign key. Table on which a column is declared as primary key is known as parent table in relationship. And foreign key table is known as child table in relationship. Primary key uniquely identifies a record in the relational database. Foreign key refers to the field in a table which is the primary key of another table. A table can contain only one primary key. A table can contain more than one foreign key. No two rows can carry duplicate values for a primary key attribute. A foreign key can contain duplicate values. A primary key does not allow null values. A foreign key can contain null values. A primary key constraint can be implicitly defined on the temporary table. A foreign key constraints cannot be enforced on local or global temporary tables. A primary key constraints cannot be dropped from the parent table, which refer to the foreign key in the child table. A foreign key value can be dropped from the child table even if it is referred to the primary key of the parent table. The next is candidate key. Candidate keys are defined as the minimum set of fields which can uniquely identify each record in a table. It is an attribute or a set of attributes that can act as a primary key for a table to uniquely identify each record in that table. There can be more than one candidate key. In our example, student ID and phone both are candidate keys for table student. A candidate key can never be null or empty, and its value should be unique. There can be more than one candidate keys for a table. A candidate key cannot be combination of more than one columns or attribute. So candidate key that can act as a primary key field in a table to uniquely identify each record, but it is not chosen as a primary key is known as candidate or alternate key. It is not chosen as a primary key is known as candidate or alternate key. For example, roll number of a student is chosen as a primary key field in a student database. And NIC number of a student is unique and it can also act as a primary key. Therefore, NIC number is a candidate or alternate key in a student table. So candidate key are defined as the set of fields from which primary key can be selected. A candidate key is a set of one or more fields columns that can identify a record uniquely in a table. There can be multiple candidate key in one table. Each candidate key can work as primary key. Example, you can view one more example on your screen. Here in the below table, ID, roll number and email are candidate keys because both can uniquely identify the employee record in the table. The ID and the roll number and email are candidate keys in this example. So candidate keys are defined as the set of fields. Candidate keys are defined as a set of keys which are used to identify the record. So a relation may contain many attributes or set of attributes that can be used as a primary key. The attributes or set of attributes that can be used as a primary key is called candidate key. The attributes or set of attributes that can be used as a primary key is called candidate key. Suppose student relation contains different attributes. On your screen, you can view here we have a ID, roll number, name and class, the attribute, registration number, ID number or roll number. It can be the candidate key. Both attributes are known as candidate key. A relation can have many candidate keys. So when we will combine ID number, registration number and roll number in the student table with each other, that is called a candidate key. Okay, we can use the both attributes as a candidate key. A candidate key is an attribute or a set of attributes in a relation that are eligible to become a primary key. Primary key is an attribute or set of attributes in a relation that can uniquely identify a record. A candidate key uniquely identifies a record, and a primary key is a candidate key that can uniquely identifies a record. A relation can have more than one candidate keys. A relation has only one primary key. For example, consider the relation instance student, roll number, name, class, enrollment. In the given instance, roll number, enrollment number can be candidate key for the given relation, as both the columns can uniquely identify a student record. And in the given instance, generally a DBA select the roll number column as the primary key column for the relation, as it uniquely identifies the student record. Secondary key. A secondary key is a key for which multiple records may exist in the data file. Example, sorting an Excel sheet using two fields like name and section. A professor teaches more than one class. So secondary key, sometimes a record in a table needs to be searched on field other than primary key, such as field is known as secondary key. For example, a student table needs to be searched by name. The name becomes secondary key. So secondary key is a key for which multiple records may exist in the data file. Sorting on Excel sheet, that is an example of our secondary key. Secondary key, an attribute or set of attribute that is basis for retrieval, is called SK, secondary key. One secondary key value may refer to many records. Secondary key can be non-unique attribute. So secondary key, an attribute or set of attribute that is basis for retrieval, is known as secondary key. Secondary key can be a non-unique attribute. One secondary key value may be referred to many records. For example, an attribute address in student table can be used to display all students who live in particular city. In this case, address will be used as a secondary key. And secondary key and an entity may have one or more choices for the primary key. Collectively, these are known as candidate keys. One is selected as the primary key. In the last, we have a summary of all these keys. Primary key. A primary key is a set of one or more attributes that can uniquely identify tuples row within the relation table. For example, roll number is a primary key of students record table. Candidate key, all attributes combined inside a relation that can serve as a primary key are candidate key, as they are candidates for the primary key position. Alternative key, a candidate key that is not the primary key, is called an alternative key. For example, student name is an alternative key in students record table. Foreign key, a non-key attribute whose values are derived from the primary key of some other table, is known as foreign key in its current table. Referential integrity is a system of rules that DBMS uses to ensure that relationship between records in related tables are valid and that users don't accidentally delete or change related data. Referential integrity is a complete topic, inshallah. In the coming lectures, we will discuss with the relationship with ER diagram and entity relationship diagram. We will discuss it, referential integrity. Thank you so much, students. Inshallah, in next lecture, we will continue this chapter. Till then, Allah Hafiz.